Adam here with Brooksaw Antiques. Today we have this 1964 Hermes Ambassador vintage desktop typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Made in Switzerland and absolute beast of a typewriter. This is probably the best typewriter of all time. I always say it's the Hermes 3000, but this is basically a Hermes 3000 on steroids that made it to the pros. Absolute beast. Let's do a measurement real quick. 18 knob to knob by 10 tall, and then about 16 front to back. Basically, Hermes was like, I want everything in a typewriter, damn the size. Still beautiful. It's got that Hermes Switzerland design with the iconic green Hermes keys. Up top is the adjustable paper guide. This helps you guide the page in straight. I'm going to line that up with the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And this is the paper support arm that flips up from the back. Probably the biggest one of all time. And this has actually an automatic feeder. So you move the paper bell out of the way, and I like it on 20. And then there's a lever on the right side, and it just loads the page 20 spaces. And that's perfect for where I want it. 10 will bring it right to the paper bell edge, and it goes all the way up to 35. So whatever your preference is, I just like it on 30, so I'm gonna keep it there. This has lightning margins. Right now the margins are on the edges, but I want that if I wanted that left margin right there, I'll just put the cursor where I want it and push this arrow button here on the left side right above the line space return, and it sends the margin to that spot. If you want it closer to the edge, you hold that arrow, push it to where you want it, pretty close to the edge there. That looks good to me. And the right one, the same concept, but the right margin doesn't go farther left than the 80 on this because it's got a wide carriage. So if you wanted it, the right margin to be somewhere past the 80, then you just have to move the left margin and load the page in with the paper guide more towards the middle. But right now it's on the edge. So if you wanted it right there at the 80, you just push the button, this arrow, just like on the left side, and it sends the margin to that spot. I want it closer to the edge, so I'm going to hold the margin and the carriage release at the same time, and then just let it go where I want it. Very good. Once you hear the bell, you're near the end of the margin. Hit this line space, gets you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3 spaces. All half spaces, so 1 will skip 2 half spaces, 1.5, 3, 2, 4 half spaces, 2.5, 5 half spaces, 3, 6 half spaces. Very smooth. I'm just going to keep that on single and finish typing. As you can see, all the keys type nice and none of them skip or stick. I'll type a sentence in red on this next line to switch from black to red. There's a switch on the right side here. It's like a swivel switch. It's got options for blue. Well, black is all the way on the left, and I'll show you that later on. Blue, yellow, white, or red. When it's on yellow, it prints the ink right down the middle of the ribbon. When it's on white, it doesn't print any ink at all. It just leaves a stencil for copying purposes. When it's all the way over to red, it prints the bottom portion of the ribbon, which is red. We're going to move that over for red. Beautiful. It's got that euphoric feel to it, just like the Hermes 3000, where it's super cushiony but like light. Print looks beautiful. It's got elite typeface, 12 characters per inch. To pull the page out easy, there's a switch on the left side here. You flip that forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easier or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it won't load correctly. That also helps you straighten the page if you load it crooked. You just flip that forward and then straighten it and then flip it back. Okay, we're going to put this down for now and put the color back on black, which is the blue option. Shift on each side and a shift lock on the left. To clear that, just hit the shift button again. Backspace, big old backspace on the left side. Very smooth. Tab on the top right. Tab set and clear on the left. Right now we have no tab set. So I'm just going to set one right there on the 70 by hitting that tab set button. stops at that spot. To clear that one specific tab, you hit the tab clear button. Now it goes all the way to the end. And you have to let it go all the way to the end or until it hits the tab, or else it won't lock back in. So for example, if I don't have any tabs set, I can clear all the tabs with this lever here. Make sure that works. So now we don't have any tabs, but it won't reset until you go all the way to the end. So let's try that again. Hit the tab button, but stop it early. Let the tab button go. It won't lock. It needs to reset by going all the way to the end or to whatever tab there is before you can reset. And that's how I think the Olympia is the same way. So if you think that there's something wrong with the tab, that's how it's designed to do it. All right. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that blocks you from printing. You got two options here. Extra margin means one space. It'll let you get one more space. So you flip that, you get one more space. I guess the space. Let's try that again. Without the space bar. Extra margin. So about two or so, it gives you an extra couple spots. Now, if you hit the margin release, it allows you to go all the way to the end. There we go. Just gotta hit that a little hard, I guess. It'll give you. You just gotta hit it twice, I guess. I'm still learning this myself. All right, this button here on the left is if you have your keys get stuck, this will push them down. So this is a key down button. So I mean, because you have to take off this panel to get in there. Instead, you just do that if your keys get stuck. We're going to take that panel off anyway. I think I'm done with the keyboard. So this snaps in on the back on two springs and hooks into the front. So you want to bring it, when you're taking it off, pop it off from the back. So a little different than most typewriters, it's got spools in the front. So this loads two different ribbons. I don't have one loaded right now because the ribbon size is different. It's got like a half size ribbon or like a 0.75 versus the half inch. So I'm not sure what size will fit on that. I think that's meant mostly for correction. So I'm not sure if the correction, I'm not a writer, so I've never even used correction before. I'm just a repair person. So maybe that's the standard size, is like a smaller, but anyway, that feeds into a whole different ribbon or a whole different vibrator. And to use that, you flip the color selector all the way to the left to the black indicator, and that will spin that spool, and it'll pull it from this side as well and feed it through to that front vibrator. When you flip it on the blue, the back vibrator is activated. So it's got options for two different ribbons. Very cool. This is actually a 3D printed cap here, because it was missing the cap, the original cap, because it just pops off. So I designed and 3D printed it to be almost the exact size of what the original was. So this isn't metal, this is made out of PLA. Underneath this is your manual ribbon reverse. So if you flip it to the right, it'll pull to the left, and it's underneath, so it's clockwise to the left. Flip it to the left, it pulls counterclockwise to the right, and that's the direction we want it to go. It does have an automatic reverse right here on either side. It will catch the eyelet at the end of the ribbon, which is a little metal piece, and swap the direction back automatically to the side it needs to go to. This is your touch control. The farther right you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. You do have to hit the keys harder for them to print, but they respond faster. The farther left you go, the less tension. All right. Oh, a couple other cool functions is these are your card holders. So that holds basically thicker paper like cardstock, and you can adjust how close that is to the platen with these two knobs here. So if you rotate them all the way right, it will unlock it completely, and then if you rotate it, I guess they're both. So if you rotate them outward, it unlocks them completely, and if you rotate them inward, it gives you two other options of tightness. So I just got it right there, horizontal. So I think that's right in between, as tight as it gets. And I think when it's as tight as it gets, that's your typical paper. When it's in the middle, it's a little bit thicker paper, and when you're all the way out, that's just so you can remove the platen. All right. put this hood, we're going to hook this in first on the front like this. Oh, also this has a little mechanism on the inside here that I couldn't figure out. I think that's supposed to somehow attach to your ribbon reverse so you can manually reverse it, but I haven't figured out how to set that. So I'm just leaving that alone for now. Maybe it needs a spring, but either way you can get in there and do the reverse. Typically you don't need to reverse your ribbon, it does it automatically, so not really necessary. Okay. This is your carriage release, got one on each side. It's about as smooth as it gets. Even with how big and heavy this thing is, it's no effort to move that thing. So when you want to remove, we'll remove the platen too when I get done with the back side here, but I'll show you how to do that. This is how you feed the page, and this is your dial here to feed that from 0 all the way to 35, and 20 is the sweet spot for me. Paper support arm, and this is your line space retainer. When it's on 0, it disables the spacing when you turn the knob so you can get to an exact spot on the page. When you flip it forward, you get the clicks. Each one of those clicks is a half a space, and there's also an option that if you hold the right knob, you hold one steady, you can get in between lines without losing your line. By holding one steady and the other one, you can get right in between the line if you need to without losing your line. And this is your lines. This is to the paper release, so you can load thicker paper or pull the page out easier. So to remove the platen, we're going to open this like that and pull out these two knobs. We're going to make sure it's twisted right. Pull out these two little levers and it pops right out like this. Now to put it back in, there's an arrow. This goes on the left side, so if you take it off and you forget which side it goes to, this goes to the left side. And there's also an arrow to show you how it's supposed to be set. So we're going to turn the knob so both sides have the flat part facing upward, and then this arrow is facing downward, and it sits right on top of either side just like that. Might be confusing at the first if you don't know how to do it, but it snaps right back in as easy as can be once you figure that out. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.